Good morning, everybody. As Greg said, I'm Jennie Sowers, or as I think as many people here know me, Jane and Jack's mom. I've been up here a few times speaking to you about stewardship and about what this very, very special place means to me and my family. This building and the congregation hold so much for us in terms of our community, in terms of our faith, and lifelong memories. Some of the most important moments of our lives have happened inside these walls. Our wedding, which happened right here, baptism of our daughter Jane, and some epic 3-year-old and 4-year-old solos during the talent show in that fellowship hall over there with Anne-Marie. So much of our life is held inside this building. What some of you may not know about me is that my day job, I'm a financial advisor. I spend my days working with clients and their families on managing their wealth, which is ultimately an exercise in identifying goals and priorities. When I work with people, we're really marrying the resources that they have and the goals that they have for themselves, their families, and the world around them. I love this job. I often tell my team what we do is a privilege. And Greg and I have had conversations about this. There's a lot of similarities in what we do. We're in it with people. We're with them in the great times. We're with them when the weddings, the sales of the businesses, when they get a big role, when they win an award. We're also with them in the worst times. When someone dies or becomes ill, struggling with an addiction, we're often the first calls. Somewhere in that work, you become so involved that you get a great understanding of what drives people, what gets them out of bed in the morning and drives them to do what they do. I have found when you really understand people at this level, you're in the best position to provide them the advice. There's a tool that exists in my world called a donor advised fund. I use it with clients that have significant financial events in a big year. They'll sell a business or have a big earnings year where they can benefit from taking a large charitable income tax deduction in 1 year. I also use it with clients that come to me with charity and giving back as a priority. It's just easier to specifically streamline those activities. Said another way, once we set this up, the client knows that they have money set aside to make the difference they want to make in the world. Some of the greatest work that I have and rewarding work that I've done with clients comes once we have set aside this money. I have worked with clients to build science labs at schools and build housing for women that have been victims of abuse. We have supported disaster relief at home and abroad. We've supported churches and synagogues. It's through this work that I so often see the ripple effect that I think we're talking about with this year's stewardship campaign. I find that when clients like this give, they want to give more. Their giving provides a connection to their community and enhances their purpose. They often amplify messages and encourage others to give. One of my most generous clients has really inspired me and my family in the way that we give. This client has a habit of reaching out to the institutions and places that mean something to their family and asking them about specifically approaching the projects that are the highest priority, often to get them over the finish line. They do so quietly, but in the hopes that their actions inspire others to do the same. I feel like we can all do this in our own way, using our own gifts and talents and resources to create the ripple effect for ourselves as well as others to inspire them through our giving. Mark Benedetto used his own gifts and resources to update the lighting in the fellowship hall, an amazing first step that inspired a full renovation that my family felt called to support financially. I know that this support has motivated us to continue to make a difference in this way, and I hope that we can inspire others to do the same. I know very on in my church life as an adult, I didn't have a great understanding of what my annual pledge dollars supported. I encourage you all to dig into this information for the church to understand what we're supporting with these pledges that we make at this time every year. We're supporting the salaries of our pastors and staff with the hopes that one day we can get back to a place where we have an associate pastor to support Pastor Greg. We're supporting the beautiful music that Anne-Marie creates in the sanctuary each week. We're supporting the feeding of our less fortunate community members in Montclair and Newark. We're supporting the Christian education of our children. We're supporting the careful maintenance of this building that we all love. I think there's a lot of strategies. When I mentioned the donor advised fund earlier and ways that I work with clients, there's a lot of creative ways that you can use your own situation to make an impact here and in other places, and I encourage you to talk to your advisors in your life about that. I'm happy to help with any questions that you might have. Thanks for taking the time today, and let's see what difference we can make.